Welcome to the Homegrou podcast, where we discuss everything addiction, recovery, mental health. I am Flip.
And I am Luke. Our generation of men, you're not allowed to have feelings.
We're going to talk about things that are uncomfortable, things that are scary, because when you talk about it, you take away its power.
The only thing that's going to keep me clean is me not wanting to be who I was then.
We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'. Popped up in the max, now we flooring.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Homegrou podcast. I am Flip. Clean date, April Fools, 2016. Gummy bears.
And I'm Luke. Clean date, October 11th, 2017.
I'm so shocked you didn't do the rocket fuel.
No.
I thought you were going to.
No, I like this mic. I don't want to ruin its life.
Yeah. Super excited tonight. We got a special guest, which, by the way, I don't think I've ever told you this. You have the most epic superhero, regular person name. Roger Storm in the building.
Yeah.
Like that's like Clark Kent's
that is
2.0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my stage name.
Yeah. Super excited. Roger is one of those guys that I've seen firsthand. I've worked with him. I've known him for a number of years. He's one of the guys that when he speaks in a meeting, and there's always side conversations going on, he's one of the few people that when he talks, everybody shuts up.
Dead silent.
Because a couple things are going to happen. One, you're going to be able to relate to something he says. Two, you're going to laugh.
Yeah.
And then three, you're going to feel shit about yourself. You know what I mean? Feel real shitty about what you got going on. Because he has a way of putting things into perspective.
Yeah, all the fucking problems that you came with, you're now
right.
Yeah.
Maybe things aren't so bad.
Yeah.
So super excited to have you here. Roger, what's going on, man?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. What's going on is I've been binge watching this thing every day at work. I'm up to episode 31.
Oh.
And
Nice.
yeah, I'm telling people I'm working now an account in Atlanta, so I'm telling people about Atlanta about that stuff.
Love it.
When you're screening the nurse,
Yeah.
any reports of reprimands? Well,
There we go.
Yeah.
That's right when it gets good. And then you're going to go all the way up to the episode that you're on, and you're going to complete the loop and just fucking disappear off of, Back to the Future style.
no, I'm already telling people about St. Pete about this. We got to get some out of towners. So my clean date is December 1, 2006.
Wow.
Boing.
God.
Good
Coming
Lord.
up on a 20-piece in a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years. No fronting.
Wow.
Let me get some of that.
Yeah.
God bless.
And in 12 years, I'll have 25. If I'm going to front, might as well front big.
Yeah, right.
You can
Make
give me
it
my
worth
25 coin up in Tampa. We'll go up there. I'll say I'm from Bradenton or something.
Yeah, of course.
So, little life check-in. Just got back from Vegas. Went out there. What a cool experience, dude.
I didn't even have to come out there and rescue you.
No. It's funny that if you go out there with the right intentions, it's just a cap. It's going to be okay.
Where'd you stay?
My cap.
The Palms.
Nice.
The Palms. And you know what? I didn't even think about it because from time to time, the wife and I will get away, we'll get a hotel, and there's really not anything. But when you go to Vegas, every hotel has
Something.
They have the liquor fridge in the hotel room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't even think about it. Now, luckily, alcohol isn't my thing. If it was, Dilaudid, it'd be a different story. I'd probably be on the phone a
You
lot
open it up
more.
and there's a pack of rigs.
Yeah.
I'm in the right room.
Fucking heroin fridge.
But I mean, it was just such a cool experience to get to meet people and see people, and it was super cool. Intermission at the awards show, I FaceTimed Luke to kind of show him what was going on, right? And I'm just showing him the stage and the crowd, and I go to sit back down, and I hear behind me, "Hey, is that Luke? Oh my God, I think that's Luke." And I said,
Blew my
what?
mind.
And I held the phone up, and they're like, "Luke, what's going on?"
That was so crazy.
And it was just such a cool experience because we're just a couple of dudes from Sarasota, you know what I mean, that decided to throw up a camera and talk about some wild shit and some life experiences.
Hey, you know what's my favorite part about that? I had just gotten off a 4-hour VR session, okay? I'm just fat and I'm bloated and I've been in the dark for 3 hours playing putt-putt golf in virtual reality with my brother. And I get off, I look like dude from Zoolander or Ace Ventura with the, you know what I mean?
Pet Detective 2.
Oh my God, dude. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then I go and I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Why do you do this to yourself?
But it was so cool that you got to
May it never end.
that you got to experience that.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I
was
mean?
wild.
And another cool thing is there was a couple of influencers there that got some like big awards. And one of the first things they said when they got up there, and their page isn't even based on recovery. One had 17 years clean. Wow. One had 10 years clean. And, you know, Tiffany co-hosted it. She's got 12 years clean. And to just see all these people getting recognition and getting support for recovery, you know what I mean, in their clean time and shouting it out was just, it was a blast, man. It was a super, super cool experience. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, man. I see you held the fort down with Sonny.
As best I could. You know what I mean? As well as that looked to you, I don't know. Did I? How's
Yeah.
the fort look?
Yeah, no, it was good.
Are we still in business?
Yeah,
We're not
You're
fucking
still
canceled
walking.
or
It's all
anything?
good.
No. No,
Okay.
we're good. We're good. We're solid.
Dude,
You guys
last
killed
time
it.
I went to Vegas, I was fucking like probably 12 years old, and there was a bunch of fucking hooker cards all over the ground.
Yeah.
And that's all I did. I just turned into like the tiniest little private collector in the world and just started collecting all these
Have you used hooker cards?
cards, probably used.
Man's
Who
got
knows?
a dream someday.
Hey, yeah, they sold. I brought them on
12?
back home. I trafficked them on my carry-on
Ballsy.
on the plane back and sold them. Sold them all to all the kids in class.
Dang, you were like the coolest kid in town, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. You ever been to
And
Vegas?
that's what sparked my addiction.
Quite a few times. Last time I was speaking at a convention there, and I met the senator from Vegas who had 8 years sober, and it's how it rolls. And I went to a couple of meetings, which is nice because Sarasota happens to be the whitest town on the planet.
Oh, of course. Do me a favor, though. Pull the mic a little closer in front of you because when you turn to look at him, it's cutting out. That's
So I
how.
can't take my eyes
Closer.
off of him.
Here, bring it here. There you go.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, there you go. That way you can.
They make it look so easy. They make it look so easy.
Yeah. Well, trials
So yeah,
and tribulations.
it's great for shows.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool, cool.
There's
We're not the
no
ones-
more 99-cent breakfast places. I can't find them.
God, no.
But no.
Everything is
But
way
we've
too
seen some
expensive.
great shows.
The senator was in recovery.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that just shows you like how far this shit reaches, bro. Doesn't matter how much money you got, who you are, what your status is, like
There is right now, and I'm not going to say what he is, but there's Boston Chuck.
yeah.
There's a friend of his who is in the cabinet for the White House.
Oh yeah.
He has a seat.
Which cabinet? The
pa-
medicine
There's
cabinet?
4 states that their Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
Their bodies are us.
There's a dude in the cabinet
Yeah.
for the president right now
Yeah.
who's got like 25 years sober.
No.
Yeah.
And we had someone in Trump and Obama's administration that was their lobbyist. She's my grand sponsor's wife. She's been
Well,
doing this
I mean,
for 30 years.
like, can we
That's
call-
my tie-ins. It's all the legal end of it.
Yeah.
Because like abstinence-based recovery, just to let you know, doesn't work from
Right.
Washington D.C. because there's no money in it.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, no Suboxone, no nothing. Like abstinent, no, that shit doesn't work.
Right.
And it's just funny.
Well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the
Yeah,
reality
they
is,
gotta-
if you
yeah.
think about it, I can't think of a better type of individual that I want
Yep.
as part of my team.
Yeah.
If I'm president, nah, throw me an attic or two on the
Oh my
in the
God,
cabinet, dude. We
bro.
need them.
Are
We
you
need them.
kidding me?
At
Scrappy.
least you know what you're getting.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll take them.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Barry, the D.C. mayor. He got convicted smoking crack and hookers, and then he got reelected as a felon. I'm like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
At least I know who I'm getting.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I hope that in our time,
Yeah.
that in our time, something like that becomes more acceptable, and it already is. But the reality is, like, when you have somebody that has been in the trenches and has gone through some shit and come out the other side, like, in my opinion, they have more life experience than normies, right? Than normal people. and not saying normal people don't go through shit and don't have, you know, their own life experiences.
They just don't jam a needle in their arm as a solution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the fact that that was how I coped with everything and found a way to not do that,
Yep.
I want that dude or that chick on my team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
From draining the puddle water to
God bless
allocating
it.
billions of dollars for some type of thing. It's like, you want to get to the truth, follow the money.
Yeah,
Always get to the money.
that's wild.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, the reality is if you put a junkie in any type of position in power, you're gonna know if he's getting high real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? When we start pawning, you know, buildings to other cities.
Pawning the crown jewels.
Yeah. You already know what time it is.
Yeah.
Time to get him out.
Yeah.
Time to get him out.
I got these missile codes. Fucking, I got them for the low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Roger, I wanted to ask you, right? So you got a substantial amount of clean time. You're obviously one of those dudes that talks the talk, but not only talks the talk, walks the walk, right? And you've been really like a pillar in the recovery community. Somebody that, and one thing that I always loved about you is you're always willing to listen, but you're not co-signing anybody's shit.
No, you ain't with that shit.
Yeah, no. You'll tell somebody real quick. You'll listen and you'll listen intently. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Don't call me for bond money, and then just walk away. And it's like, wait, what? What just happened?
I thought I had him. I swear I had him hooked.
Does that mean I can? You know what I mean? You know, how was it? First of all, is this your first journey in recovery? Is relapse part of your story? What's that look like?
If at least for me, if you're not in recovery, there's no relapse. And I remember, because I was in Pompano Beach at night, I said, I can't stay clean. And my sponsor at the time, in name only, was like, you don't want to stay clean. I'm like, I keep relapsing. He goes, stop, motherfucker. He goes, if you ain't in recovery, there is no relapse. You're just loitering here with no intent to recover, and like you're taking the sickest women home, because that's the only one that would go. You know, that's how I learned how a restraining order was, because I brought 3 of them home in Weehawken, New Jersey. Because I had it all going on, and they didn't leave the house. And then, like 3 weeks later, I'm like, how do we get him out of his house? And I called the cops, and the cop's like, you know, you got crackheads in your house, right? I'm like, what? He goes, what do you mean? I might have narcotics. He's like, dude, yeah. And I was loaded myself, so no, it's not my first show.
Okay.
I was just done enough, and I only came into the rooms December 1 because I couldn't rent my car out to my dope dealer anymore. I wasn't tired and didn't surrender. None of that glorious horse shit.
Damn.
Like, my dope dealer's like, dude, you got to go to something. You can't come here anymore. Like, my dope dealer told me to go to a program.
That's rough.
Like, you know, you're having a bad day. Then, like, I was grateful to get I got the penthouse cot in the Salvation Army, because that was my pickup line in my first 30 days, baby. I got the penthouse cot in the Sally. And my sponsor looked at me and goes, oh, dude, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And
So your dope dealer said you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Get your
Then
fucking
in the
life.
Sally, I learned that I wasn't preparing myself. My junk, you know, I was cooking in baking soda, like I wasn't using ether or whatever the stuff like. So that was a new low that I had cleaned.
Right.
I'm like, man, I wasn't even cooking my junk up right. So I'm like, I thought I was bad crawling into this place. Like, I literally slithered into rooms. But yeah, I don't know how many, because I was the guy at the meeting leaving to the bathroom 7, 8, 10 times during the meeting to go hit the pipe. And then get a white key tag at the end. And some of the predecessors, which I know those guys, there's 3 of them that are still alive, but they're just old dudes. At the end of like 40 days, they're like, listen, can you give 39 of those white key tags back? Because like you're bankrupting us, bro. Like, we need some help.
There's not enough.
Yeah, dude, it's like,
There's
we're
not enough area. in the
area
world.
service is only once a month, dude. You hit our supply at like 2 weeks. Like, can you help us out? So I gave them back. But they said, keep coming back. Like, dude, keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I burned it all to the ground. Like, that's it. Like, I will stop going to a 12-step fellowship once I get a good cup of coffee. And someone said they used light. Like, I used hard light. There's no other way, dude. You know anybody that used light? I used light. Like, then he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Recreational
You're like, get the
drug
fuck.
user.
There's the fucking door. Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but my sponsor, Sal, he let me complain twice, and after that, I was like, dude, we talked about it. I want to fucking hear about it. So he goes, you want to vent? And then he gave me the guys to call, and I called them, and they already knew, because they were talking to each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you're going to talk about this, I don't want to fucking hear it. So I'm like, well, I want to talk. And they hang up the phone on me. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, it was hardcore type of thing.
So I know for me, in the first time that like I went through rehab, I wasn't taking it serious. I was there because I was court ordered. I broke every rule that there was.
Yeah.
and couldn't figure out how, when I commenced the program and left with a girl that I met in the program,
Of course.
I stopped by the liquor store to pick up a bottle of wine to celebrate commencing rehab.
Yeah.
And then was living out of a hotel like a month later,
Yeah.
and then in jail a month after that. And but there was things that I heard in that first go around, even though I wasn't taking it serious. There was things that I heard that have stuck with me to this day. Are there things that you can remember from early recovery or from those first, 39 days when you picked up 39 white key tags? Was there any kind of little tidbits or things that you picked up that have stuck with you?
Keep coming back was the most important thing, and being welcomed, like welcome home. Like, and I'd come in because I'd urinate on myself, so I just stunk like urine. I smelled like the Batcave, dude.
Yeah.
Not Batman, Batcave. Like I pissed on myself, Batcave. And they said, keep coming back, and we're glad you're here.
Damn.
Like those basic things,
Yeah.
just like keep coming back, and I'm like, no. Yeah. So it's like anyone's welcome, even if you're not clean, come back. Because at least for me, even in recovery, this journey, I don't get anything, no matter what it is, because the rules don't apply to me for a lot of stuff. So I don't know if you can relate. I only get it not a second beforehand, and then when I get it, today I just don't kick myself like, oh, I'm such a piece of crap and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I guess it's about time.
I think that's one of the biggest things. I was thinking about it today on the way over here. Because when we have somebody like you on, like there's questions that I want to ask, because I think it's important to the people that have walked this journey longer than me, before me. There's questions that like I want to ask, and one of the questions I was going to ask was, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned? And for me, you just touched on it, and it's like loving myself and not beating myself up for making mistakes. You know what I mean? That was such a hard thing for me to do.
I
Because
lived in guilt for such a long time.
I hated myself.
It was a comfortable wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like to forgive myself. And that don't come overnight. And
No.
then I think I forgive myself and I'm in a sweet spot and I do something. Like the only thing I get right is getting it wrong. And it's a country song. It's like, I wake up with my shoe in my mouth type of thing. And the only thing I get right is getting it wrong. And that's my anthem. It's like, I'm okay with getting stuff wrong today because I'm human. I just don't have to be homeless. And like my spots, southbound side, Linger Lodge Road under I-75. Like if you see me there, like if I disappear. But like you don't have to beat yourself up. It's part of life.
Yeah.
And that's what the support group's for. And I have a support group that's more than just a 12-step fellowship. It's just people in the world type of thing because people have gone through stuff. And when I get humble and say, hey, look, how can I do that? And then I listen. I don't have to agree with you, but maybe that'll work for me if I give it a shot. Like, what does that look like type of thing? And that comes slowly over a period of time. So that's the readings. For me, like, I'll side conversation, and I learned how to whisper in a helicopter. Like, if I have a side conversation, you hear me 10 tables over. And I'm okay. And they're like, shh. I'm like, shut the fuck. Get some of your own business and mind it. But I don't have to say that anymore, because I used to be like, get your own business and mind it, and yell at them like. So, like, let me prove that I'm an asshole and just pull my pants down and show my ass all the time. And I go, thanks for sharing. Type of thing, there's a way to call you an asshole today without saying so. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate your concern. But that comes over time. And, some of it comes with age, too. You just get old, and, like, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't bother me that used to bother me 5 years ago. But I did something called gratitude training. It's like to be grateful for everything. It's easy to be grateful when stuff's going your way. Like happy, joyous, and free all the time. It's when the stuff doesn't go my way. Like the last 2 weeks at work, they laid off 30% of the people. I'm still here. So like, man, and everyone like thinks the world's gonna go. And my thing is like, I want you when the zombies are coming, because you're like all worried about all this shit coming. So like when the zombies come, I want you at my house with weapons, so you can fend them off. Because I'm like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I do the best I can. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it's just an opportunity for me to get closer to my higher power. Like my guy's from Jersey City, New Jersey. He's just like, dude, we haven't spoken in a while. What's up? So, and then when I ignore him, because I do, it works so well, I stopped doing it.
Of
you ever
course.
get that? Like,
Oh,
God,
absolutely.
everything's sweet. I'm in a sweet spot. So, I forgot doing the basics. It's like going to the gym. You go to the gym, you get nice and toned and fit. Stop going to the gym, start eating them Reese's peanut butter cups, and you look like me in a couple months. It's like, damn.
Why'd you look at me, Flip?
Huh?
What the fuck?
Because of your wiener.
What? What?
Why'd you look at me when he
And
said
it's just
stop going to
life.
the gym, though? That's
Well,
what.
Well, didn't you start a little bit ago, or was that a few episodes ago? You were like day 2. You were putting up like 45 pounds and like double racking it.
Well, Roger, what happened is So what had happened was I was at Defy with my children, okay, and I was training for American Ninja Warrior. Okay, I was in an intense training situation / hide and go seek with my children, and you know, I did a thing, and I ripped my fucking arm off of my shoulder. Okay, and then Flip got the sutures out, went back there with the med kit, and sewed me back up, and then I couldn't go to the gym anymore. And now, instead of going to the gym, I just order family fucking meals from Sonny's Barbecue and eat that. And we're just going to roll the dice and see how that works.
Ebb
you know
and
what
flow,
I mean?
baby. Ebb and flow.
Hey, but, you know, it is what it is. Like
Still
you
good
said.
looking. You got a great beard.
Thanks, man.
That's 90% of the battle. It's all about the beard.
Yeah, you know, that's really 90%. That's all I got left at this
And the
point,
other
my
10%
boy.
is just hard work.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah.
So Luke, like when it comes to recovery, I know a while ago you were talking about you were struggling with the higher power thing, right? How's that going?
So this is crazy, dude. So I was doing a windshield for a guy, and young Ant grabbed a part from me, and this is just a crazy series of events. He grabbed a part from me, went across town to go do the job, didn't have the moldings for it, so I had to have Sean, shout out Sean Rudder, took the moldings to Ant and left me at this guy's house so that I could finish doing the recalibration. And while Sean was gone, I finished, and the dude's like, come on in, you know, whatever, you want something to drink? I was like, yeah, I'll take a water. And he just started talking to me. I started talking to him about, like, how I was in prison and this and that. And
That's an interesting conversation when you first go into somebody's house.
After you get in the house, hey,
Yeah.
by the way. I was
well,
in
he asked
prison
me
for
about my
stealing
tattoos.
TVs.
He's like, where'd you get all the tattoos at? I was like, Okeechobee Correctional Institution. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, man. And he had a Reggie Miller jersey on. Older cat, dude. And he's like, I'm from Indiana. Da, da, da. I was like, oh, man, I'm from, you know, I was born in Southside Chicago. You know what I mean? And I started talking about my mom.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm just opening up about everything. And he's like, you go to church and stuff? And I was like, I got to be real with you, man. Like, I kind of lost my faith a little bit when my mom passed. And it's not that I blame God for it. It's just the feeling that I had between me and my higher power is just not as strong as it was. And, yeah, I prayed, like, anything you want, my guy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, I got you. Whatever you need me to do. Okay, I'll fucking fly to Jerusalem. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just let my mom live. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not blaming God, but, like, when it happened, when my mom passed, it was just the feeling that was there was no longer there, right? And this dude started talking to me about God, dude, and I was like, fuck, man. I started, like, getting emotional, and I started, like, tearing up a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're not a bitch, you're not a bitch, you're not a bitch. And invited me to his church and stuff, and I'm thinking maybe about going. I'm thinking possibly maybe about going just to maybe I got to force it for a little bit. Fake
Check
it
it
till you
out.
make it type thing. You know what I mean?
I never faked anything like that. I don't get that, like, fake it till you make it. I just kept on pulling my pants down and showing that I'm an ass. And they
what I'll
just said,
do
keep
then.
on coming back. Go
Shit,
check it out.
Yeah.
You know, when one door closes, the other one opens, it's the time in the hallway that sucks.
Yeah, I feel like my
But it
mom.
sucks if you say it, because you say I lost it, you're right. And if you say you got it, you're right. Whatever I say, I will act subconsciously or consciously to fulfill that I'm right. Because, like,
Right.
who doesn't like being right? Like, would you rather be happy right? I say that in jail all the time. Who's not happy when you're right? No one's hand go. Of course, I'm always happy when I'm right.
I'm always right.
But I could be okay when I'm not right. Because I ain't wrong anymore. I'm just not right today.
yeah.
But I get it right by getting it wrong. That's just so
This
weird.
reminds me of
It's that country
Hustle
song. It
and
really-
Flow, dog.
yeah.
Or was it Hustle and Flow? It's like,
It's okay not to get it right today. And that's like just to be okay. That's a sweet spot to live in.
Yeah.
And it gets more and more frequent. And it's like tonight, like there were some guys that were militant, and I just, because I came in 06. Were you around in 06?
No.
Or were you still doing research and development?
Or research and development.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You were the R&D squad?
I was just cranking up, dog. 06. Bro,
Yeah,
I was 16
no,
years old,
that-
man. I just
I
started
I was
smoking
experimenting.
methamphetamines.
I was
Because
experimenting.
my sponsor was in '84, and I was like the white Chris Rock in New Jack City, and I was in Harlem with a red Dodge Daytona at 3 a.m, thinking like I blend in, like Joe Pesci, my cousin being like, "Yo, I blend. I got boots on."
Pookie.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, bro, it was bad. But is there any other way?
No.
When you're, and that's for me, that's the support group. The support group is clutch, man. Like
Oh, 100%.
the sponsees I have today, like I don't answer their phone for the first 60 days because I'm irrelevant. Nothing is less relevant than me. You need a support group. And I say find guys with 10 years or more that have completed all 12 steps. And you find that the herd gets real thin. There's dudes with decades that haven't completed all 12 steps.
Yeah.
Let me ask you while we're on the subject of steps, but I do want to go back to higher power. But while we're on it, are you one of those guys that you do the steps thoroughly once, or do you continuously do them throughout your journey? What are your thoughts on that?
I've done them 4 times with 4 different individuals because I wanted to get a different perspective. And like my support group, like, well, I've had my sponsor for 30 years. I'm like, well, that's pretty sad because I want to go get a different perspective because my sponsor's like, we're done. Go live this stuff. Because and it's just for me.
Yeah.
Like my opinion at $8 will get you that Starbucks cup of coffee. There comes a point in time where like, go start living this stuff. And the support group, when we start falling short, like there's 32 of us and we do a Zoom twice a month.
Right.
And the last week of the month is I get to pick your defects and what you need to work on next month, which is like everyone like looks forward to. Like, pick me. It's like the Christmas grab bag every month type of thing. You need to work on acceptance and you need to work on humility and your ego is out of balance and you're all whacked. And like I've been doing it with these guys for 9 years. So it's nothing personal. They care enough about me to call me on this stuff. I'm like, hey, why don't you take a look at that? And like the first week, it's like, oh, it's really painful. Then the second week, all right, because I fight. I'll fight everything to the bitter ends. Like, oh, I completely surrendered bullshit. Like, oh, you get a black because you've been doing what you told. Lie. I survived. Come on. So, and it's all higher power. It's all higher power stuff. Like this whole thing is getting close to a God of your understanding, and the beauty is you get to create it. And if you ain't ready to create it, that's okay. Because my higher power wants me to go live your life, bro. And like the steps, it's like, well, I've done the steps 19 times. Well, you're an idiot. Like, what aren't you living? Because for me, the traditions, like the steps taught me about something greater than myself, which is still a tough concept. Because like, if you guys don't know, I invented sliced bread and the New York bagel.
Of course.
I invented it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I came up with that shit.
Yeah, you
And
came up
sometimes
with
I really believe it. Like
the
I believe,
combustible
like I
engine.
wrote great stories. None of this stuff is on Audible. You can't get any of my books on Amazon. But I believe this stuff. Like I authored. Like I got the picture in the back jacket with the deep sayings.
Fucking
shit like that.
leather bound.
Oh yeah,
book.
dude. Like it's right next to the basic text. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. But when am I going to start living this stuff? So I learned that something's greater than myself. And it's like the Italian steps. Like I was, and I won't curse, I was screwed up. I'm not so screwed up. Then I can go help other people get unscrewed. But like, what do I do with this knowledge now? The traditions teach me about getting involved with the group. You're in a group. We're in a group right now.
Yeah.
At work, you're in a group. At home, you're in a group. So it's all about what do I do with this knowledge? And the traditions is really come slowly over a period of time. That's about interacting with the group. So my sponsor's grand sponsor in the beginning is like, go get into 4 relationships. And I was 36 days clean. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Bring it on. Because I thought it was the women. And they said, your home group, your sponsor, something greater than yourself. And then maybe you'll get a better relationship with yourself. That's the 4. None of them had a female name to it. I'm like, this ain't right. So the women's meeting, it was Tuesday night, was next to the men's meeting. So I was going to go ask this lady out because I was still in the Salvation Army and like pick up lines like, I'm a good listener. And I got the penthouse cot at the Salvation Army. Because one guy in my group's like, listen, don't listen to those guys. You're ready for a relationship. Go ask her out. So this guy's got my answer. He knows me.
Yeah, where's he
It
at?
was like the 4th grade dance. It was Ronnie S. God bless that guy. So I go and ask her, and she had 7 years clean at the time. She says, listen, you need to turn around and go back to your group because, like, this is shit that's not happening. I felt like it was at the 4th grade dance when you asked someone to, dance and, like, get away from me. I had to turn around. It was, like, the longest walk back to my group. And they were all like, how'd that go? How'd that work out, bro? You win. So I just continued to humiliate myself. I just do it a lot less. Like, I'll still assassinate you in my head. I'm like, what a moron, what an idiot, what's that? But that's that second step for me. That's the mirror step. All right, where's that coming in my life today? Because if I'm starting to recognize it, it's in my life.
That's what I was going to ask you too. Was so I've heard people talk about their steps that they revisit like daily, right?
Man, no.
No. You're not.
Anything I put in front of my recovery, I'll lose. That's not my thing anymore. It's like when it becomes a fabric of your life, you don't have to put it. Like you wear clothes when you go out. That's the fabric. It's like you wear fabric. So when it becomes a part of your life, not my life.
Sometimes I wear clothes when I go out.
But there's
Well, that's Thursdays, and it's a very special day. But you have standards to it. It's like you brush your teeth once a week, and tonight was the night. And I'm grateful you did because your breath stunk last night.
I gotta put clothes on Thursday because Wednesday.
And if that's what works, from, that was works from, because it's there, but for the grace of God go I. And like wherever you're at in your life, I can accept it. But there's a lot of times like that dude's never coming to my house because my house is my safe space. Yeah. So if you come to my house, that's a big thing because that's where my family is, and I protect my family because that's my role. I protect them because I didn't do that.
So there's certain situations though that pop up where, and I understand what you're saying. It's not necessarily playing the steps out, but it's almost it's like a reflex now. Where like, so if you're assassinating people in your mind, like he's dumb, he's stupid, you automatically, it's reflex to start looking at yourself like, where is that coming from? Like, why is that happening? Damn.
And that's just practice.
Yeah.
You know, like go practice some healthy behaviors. Like what's the practice? Like I dated outside the rooms in narcotic times. Funny, my wife, I met her at Region, but that was every other month, so we'd play catch up. But the guy that taught me was a Mormon. You know, you stay out of bed, you clean your closet, you get yourself organized. And with God's grace, someone that, and I wrote out 10 things that I wanted in a relationship, and like, you know, all their teeth, a solid 401k. I'm like, that's what I wrote in the beginning, like no kids. Yeah. And Jeff D was my sponsor at the time, and he's like, well, let's take that 401k out. I'm like, I don't care if it's the ex-husband's 401k, as long as you got money. He goes, well, how about like all the teeth? Do they have to be original teeth?
Tubes tied.
And he said, you know, if you're gonna date age appropriate, maybe they're gonna have kids. I'm like, all right, well, kids that don't live home all the time. So I adjusted stuff. And then he wrote a line through it. He's like, start living this way of life, and maybe that type of person will cross your path. And it happened.
Wow. And how long you been married?
9 years.
Wow.
To be 10 in December.
Wow.
Yeah. We learned how to fight with kindness.
Oh, I
you
feel
gotta
that.
disagree. Like if you're getting along all the time, someone's lying.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just ain't real. I love her. She loves me. We're not going to intentionally hurt one another. So we have it's like safe words. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like break. And like one of us will leave the room, so because we both hate apologizing. I hate saying I'm sorry. That's like the lowest, dirtiest thing around. It's like, you're sorry. I know. Again.
You're pretty close with my girl, Wanda.
I love your girl.
I'm wondering if there's any way you can maybe explain to her how to fight with kindness.
No.
Is that a possibility?
Nope. I stay out of her journey, and
let's explore that a little bit. Let's get into that. You know what I mean?
Be simple. Do what she wants. And when it doesn't work, how do you have that conversation in a loving, caring way that you're heard? That's what my guy is now. Because I called, she did something for Mother's Day. She wanted her son to spend time with her son camping. I'm like, all right. Then all of a sudden her son's engaged, so the fiance showed up. Then the fiance brought her mother. So then it was like, and I felt like, ooh, well, how come I can't go camping? She goes, it's Mother's Day. So I called my sponsor, like, can you believe it? Like, she wanted to spend time with her son for Mother's Day. That's cool. I was lying. But then he brought his fiance, and then the fiance brought her mother. So, like, the only one that's not here is me. And he goes, you won't die. And he hung up the phone. I was like, dude. He called back 20 minutes later. He goes, are you okay? Yeah. Are you open to listen? Probably not, but go ahead. Let me put you on speakerphone and pull over. I was out in Arcadia. So he goes, just learn how to communicate. He goes, you're within your rights to say so, but is it going to be harmful? How are you heard with kindness?
Damn.
And I know him for 15 years. He goes, I've watched you do it. Not on a regular basis, but I've watched you do it. So we all get a chance. Everybody gets a chance to ride in a barrel, dude. One thing I get right is getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And
it's like when I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I could have been right.
I did it once
so
when we were dating. I'm like, hey, have you called your
your
support group on this? It didn't go well, bro.
Yeah.
It didn't go. And my sponsor at the time was like, dude, don't get in her recovery at all. Like, leave that shit alone. That's what we're here for. Like, she ain't doing this right. She ain't doing that. How's that power and control going? Oh, because you can identify it. And, like, your group loves you enough to at least and you're vulnerable enough to have that conversation, like, dude, she ain't doing this right. Like, I had to write, when I was in my 6th step, I had to write, like, if I was going to meet with you, I had to write a script on what you were to say to me. Like, I'd write a little, like, listen, when we meet, you have to do that. And I would literally hand you, like, Flip, this is what you need to say when we have this conversation. And they're like, what? Because I wanted that control. So much power and control, looking good, feeling right, and being comfortable.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not supposed to be comfortable all the time. It's part of growing pains.
Boy, I'm uncomfortable a
And
lot.
even when you're right, how do you express, like, there may be another way to look at this?
Yeah.
And then when they don't agree with you, just hold your breath and make a phone call to some of the guys.
You know, I just watched. There's this dude who has a podcast. He's like a former like SEAL or something like that, and he's got a bunch of like CIA, Navy SEALs.
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
you know who I'm
I
talking
love
about?
him, yeah.
Yeah. And he was talking to a CIA spy, former spy, and they asked him, like, what is the one thing that everybody could learn, like a fundamental to being a spy? And it was about not taking things personally and being able to look at things from a perspective standpoint. Like, that's one of the biggest, like, keys to being a spy is not like, so if you say something that hurts me, like being in that feeling, but being able to go outside of myself and look at things from your perspective. You know what I mean? Like, why, like, where is this coming from? Like, if I was on that side, would I feel that way? And so much of that has been like truly like an eye-opening experience in my relationship and in my recovery is perspective. Because a lot of times I'm right all the time. Everything, right?
100%.
I get you.
And so if there's something that I feel and my wife isn't getting the hint, right? And we're not seeing eye to eye on things, I'm able to get outside of myself and see things from her perspective. And because of that, yes, we have arguments, but we speak to each other respectfully, and we have that understanding that it's okay that we don't always agree on things. And I can respect where she's at, and she can respect where I'm at. We're just not we're not on the same page.
We can agree to disagree.
Yes.
Well, there's a book. I don't know if I can mention the name without getting 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. That's the toughest thing to do. Because it don't matter what they're feeling. It doesn't matter what my wife's feelings are. Really, it's irrelevant. If I can have empathy, I don't need to understand her stuff. Like, they think differently, dude. They're walking Excel spreadsheets. Well, 1972 in October, it was overcast and 74 with dropping humidity. And they're like, what? And like, they don't forget a thing.
Yeah.
That's their gig.
Yeah.
But I need to be impeccable with my word and don't take anything personally is another one. Because the only time when we get into the arguments that don't go well is when I got my feelings hurt. And it all takes me back to 1st grade. Like, I take my kickball, I want to go home. I'm like, hurt my feelings. Like, so what? Tough shit.
You'll live.
Yeah, and that's where Jay's like, you'll live, click. Like, what more needs to be said? It's like,
love
dude, you
that.
live.
I love that.
Like, it doesn't matter in South. I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody else does in any relationship you're in. Like, even your friends, your coworkers. It doesn't matter what they do. What are you doing? And that's the step work. Like, well, I got to work it 12 times. I'm like, when are you going to start living it? Because I worked the steps. I just reviewed my step work with an adult. I was not the adult in the room. It was my sponsor. But when am I going to start applying these principles? Because, like, when I got into 6, I'm like, how come everybody's going to do what they want and I got to live in principles? And he was like, well, when you start applying some principles in your life, then we'll talk about that. Click. So I got hung up a lot on my guys. They hung up on me. Because when I live in this stuff, all of that stuff goes by the wayside. You know, and for years, I just looked at all, like, I got to eliminate this, I got to eliminate that. And then I started looking at what are the positive things, and all that other bad stuff just falls by the wayside because you live in the positive moving forward. Kick some dirt on that shit.
It's like bad credit. Just falls
You
off.
can rebuild it. Oh, you look at my credit report, you can see when I started using, because I stopped paying my bills, I went from a 780 down to a 520 in 18 months. Oh, yeah.
Heard that.
$1.8 million, 23 pieces of real estate owned free and clear, burned it all.
Yeah.
That was California. You're from Cali, aren't you? Yeah. I was Beverly Hills. I burned that to the ground. To the ground. It's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on.
the only way I
But
know.
it's like, what do I do? You know, because as a man, when I did this gratitude thing, they had a male masculine, female feminine. They flow, and we're like the men. So we're the leaders of our home. So how do you lead? So I started looking at leaders like Mandela, King, and look at the leaders, and they were great followers. So how do you be a great leader? You follow well. So it's like, well, let me be the servant of my house. So the 5 love languages. Like everybody thinks it's physical touch. And it's not your love languages that count. Your love languages are irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's for her to figure out.
Yep.
Personal space.
It's what's
my love language
what's
is
hers.
fucking personal space.
He made up a love language because he doesn't like
Number
the 5
6.
love languages.
Always.
So
I get it.
his is personal space.
Personal space.
Yeah. Well,
If you love me,
how about it? See, you're putting conditions on it. How about you don't? My wife is camping right now with her girlfriends. Greatest thing, because she's gone for 3 days, so it's a vacation for me. Jay's the same way. How do you survive a marriage? Separate vacations. Yeah. I don't seek. And we got in trouble. I almost blew up the marriage in 3 years because like I was seeking my happiness through her. And when it didn't happen, you're wrong, because I'm never wrong. Like I pointed my hand at you, like you're pointing finger 3 back. No, I pointed like this, like you're wrong. Yeah. You're wrong. Like let's be clear about this. It's you. And you guys know me you don't know me from years ago, but from years ago, that's what I was. It's hard. But I like my recovery like I like my dope, straight up, no cut. So just give it to me.
Yeah.
We don't seek our happiness through each other anymore. Like you go do what you got to do, boo. I'm gonna do what I do. And it's funny because she's got a little we all got a little codependence. Like I want to make her happy.
Yeah.
Like she'll come home and like I'm still doing, because I've been doing jail for 17 years. There's a miracle. I've been stabbed in the neck and I've been going there for 17 years because that's all disease. Well, when I get out, I would do sit down, shut up. Like I'll tell them, sit down, shut up. I've heard that bullshit 100 times. I've been coming here for 16 years and you've been in for 15 of them. Now pull your pants up because I ain't that well. So but what do I do? So then she'll come home and like, oh, you're going to the jail again? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing me. So I volunteer at the Van Wezel. She goes, oh, you got another play tonight? I'm like, yeah.
shout out Van Wezel.
Yo.
Roger.
It's good like when you're doing it because it's a vacation. She comes home. There's no time to fight. She comes home. She's all warm and fuzzy, so it's nice. Yeah. I got dinner prepared for her. Comes home to a clean house.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's
interesting that you said that because, I went through a personal rough patch a couple months ago and actually just came out the other side of it because as most of us, self-esteem, self-worth was in the basement when we came in these rooms, right? And in my early recovery, my validation and the way that I felt like a man was through the acceptance and attention of women. That's how I felt like I was doing okay, right? Even though the reality is I'm living at a halfway house. I'm catching 2 buses to go freaking work on golf carts for $16 an hour, right? That didn't matter. If 3 girls liked my Facebook picture, then I now have 3 new girlfriends, right? And so
Fiancés, they liked it. They didn't just look at it.
Yeah, no.
Y'all are engaged now.
If I got the heart emoji, like, you got a ring. That's it.
Soulmates.
And, obviously I had to do a lot of work on myself and learn to love myself and learn to be with myself and to walk the journey of recovery by my own. And when I first got with my wife, one of the first conversations that we had, because as a lot of us, boundaries were something that I didn't know. Mm-hmm. The only boundary I knew was the fence with the chain link, barbed wire around it at the jail. That was the only boundary I knew.
The only one that you never touched.
Yeah, and I said, my recovery is my recovery. Your recovery is your recovery. If we have plans and my ass is on fire and I say, listen, like I can't go to dinner tonight. I have to go to a meeting. The first time I get pushback on that, like I'm out. Because like I have to save myself first. And it's never been an issue. And I don't take her inventory. She doesn't take mine. Like her recovery is hers. Mine is mine. But I found myself getting in this pattern where I was doing what you just said. I was seeking my happiness
absolutely
through her.
Yeah.
And I felt like it wasn't getting met. Although, ironically enough, I wasn't communicating any of this.
She should understand what we're thinking.
Of course.
How dare you not understand that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it got to the point where she thinks everything's fine. I'm dying inside.
You're putting on the silencer on the end of the
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and then eventually it boiled over, and we had, that kind of that fight where it was like, she's like, what are you talking about? Like, how have you not said any of this to me?
How have you not understood? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Which
so
is all
it was,
manipulation, really.
yeah, and it was so interesting that you said that, because I literally found myself in that pattern recently. You know what I mean? And so I had to kind of take it back to basics and really look at myself in the mirror, like, what is going on with me where I cannot be happy with myself? Because I've built a beautiful life for myself. I have a lot of cool shit going on. I have amazing kids. I have an amazing relationship. I have a house. Like, I'm blessed. And so what is it going to take for me to be happy with me? You know what I mean?
Only you can answer that.
Of course.
Which is the beauty and the rub.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with things like that, in my experience, it's not, okay, problem fixed.
No.
It's a journey, and it takes time, and it takes a lot of deep thought, and a lot of, soul searching, and a lot of talking. You know what I mean? Talking with my support group, trying to figure things out, trying to get different perspectives. So I'm glad you touched on that, man, because that's a
Well, how do I learn to effectively communicate with my wife?
Yeah.
I learned to effectively communicate with my support group. And my support group has changed over the years. Because for me, I'm seeking more. So you're in your spot, and you're in your channel and where you're at. And if we're at different channels, like, I'm looking for people that are 3 to 5 years ahead of the channel that I'm in. And I can recognize what waters I'm in. But I don't know where I'm going. Like, I got fuel on the boat. I got double 250 Hondas. I'm ready to rock and roll. It's a 34-foot Cobia. I'm styling, but I don't know where the hell I'm going. So I've been involved in and outside this fellowship. I'm now on the World Service with public relations. So, like, what they're doing in Russia and the Middle East is amazing. Just we're getting the word out. But I'm finding people that they've been married for 14 years, and they got this, and, like, they're a couple years ahead of me. So they're close enough that they can remember where that, like, what am I looking forward to? All right, well, if you're not and it's all effective communication. So when I talk to you guys on a regular basis, we evolve. And when I stop communicating with you, and then, like, I get in a fight with my old lady and I'm surprised, it's like, well, dude, you haven't been talking to me for the last 4 months. And we used to speak 3 times a week. And now we're not. And you're surprised? Like, who's shocker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for me, if it happens in one area of my life, it's happening in all the other areas. So it's like being on ecstasy recovery. Like, everything's heightened and glowing. Yeah. And the glow don't last for long. Drink a lot of water, motherfucker, because you're going to be burning up soon. And that's just life. And that's one door closes and then it opens. It's opportunities. And it's how do I handle that with the people that I'm surrounded with on a regular basis? And that's the beauty of this fellowship. Everyone wants to be connected. And you're connected. And that's your higher power. Even if you don't think you got one, they're your higher power. Yeah. Stay dug in, man. Yeah. Stay dug in. Like, you watch those nature shows, those animals, which one are getting eaten? The ones on the outside of the fringe. Stay in the middle. Right. Like, I love you, but, dude, all I got to do is push you. And I told my wife we were in the water up to our waist. I'm like, listen, if a shark comes, I just want to let you know I'm going to run just a little bit faster than you. Well, you don't love me? I said, no, love you, but I love myself a little bit more. And then I just start running just to fuck with her. Like, oh, go, shark. Yeah, shark. Yeah. So it's like, if you get eaten, you're going to get eaten. But I'm living, dude. I want to live. So it's that bond that we have with this group, and my group has really evolved, and it's just always changed. Not that I lose the connection, but we just don't speak as regularly. So right now I'm listening to guys in the Middle East like, oh, that's not traditions. Like, dude, we don't give a fuck about the traditions. We want to go save people's lives. So they're still putting stuff in bank tellers, like in the ATMs after 11 o'clock is when, like, you got a drug problem. Maybe Narcotics Anonymous can help. It only clicks in at 11 o'clock because when do we hit the ATMs? It's 3 in the morning. Yeah. So not at 12 in the afternoon. Well, I did it 12 in the afternoon, but that was my bitter ends. But, like, at night, so, like, they don't care what the traditions are. We're looking to save people's lives. And you save your life, and by saving your life, you save your family's life. So, like, what I'm doing with my friends and my coworkers, my people, is what I'm doing at home. And enjoy them rides when it happen, because everybody gets a turn in the barrel, you know?
It's crazy. That's what the reading was about today.
Go
Practicing
figure.
these traditions in all of our affairs.
And it comes slowly over a period of time. You get those healthy points, but you got to get some non-healthy points to realize I got to see the darkness to see the light. But I'm only going to see the light when I'm ready, not a second sooner.
Well, I think, for me, and there's some key signs. One, I stopped doing my gratitude list every day, right? And it wasn't because I was ungrateful, but I had just gotten to that real comfortable place where everything was lovely.
It worked so well, you
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. And I stopped having conversations with my higher power. And actually, you know Boston Chuck?
Yep.
So he's really the one that changed my perspective on a higher power because, like, I grew, as a matter of fact, where the Nooner is, I used to go to that church when I was a kid. And that church is...
Big money.
Yeah, but it is like a different language to a little kid. Like they had, you know, like when you go up to do communion, like it's actually wine in the cup. You know what I mean? And like 5-year-old kids, you know, getting wine in a little wafer and they speak thy thou. You know what I mean? Like they speak like crazy. The songs they sing, like you want to go to sleep because you have no idea what's even going on, right? And I'm like, how am I supposed to communicate when I don't even understand the language that's being spoken? And Boston Chuck's higher power is from the streets of Boston. And he talks to him just like he would talk to any one of us.
I was watching that one. Yeah.
And when I had that was one of those things that in that, because when I first met him was when I was court-ordered in rehab, and I wasn't taking it seriously, but that was one of those things that stuck with me. You know what I mean? And so now... it's not this, I have to hit my knees and I have to say the right things and I have to, you know, oh, please forgive me for my sins. And no, it's like, hey, I'll be driving in the car. Hey, listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to run all these people off the road right now.
What's pop?
Yeah, like what's really going on right now?
Yeah.
And, you know, that really helped open that dialogue.
Because that's sustainable. But because I had envy for years, like the agnostic and the atheist, like they had none of those because I was raised Roman Catholic, altar boy, just like what Chuck was talking about. Like, dude, he was an altar. I could see that dude. Yeah. So I got a thing for the little schoolgirl outfit still, and I'm 61 years old, and I'm okay with it, bro. Like I had my resentment was like the priest didn't touch me on my first 4-step. Like, what is it not cute enough?
Jesus Christ, what's wrong
Yeah, I know,
with
dude.
me?
Dude, I'm
What
clean.
did he not see?
Yeah,
in
was
me?
I not like? What was I too heavy? Was my hair too curly? Like something's wrong. Like talk about pit low. And that's the same thing in recovery. Like I came in, I surrounded myself with this group of dudes that were speaking a foreign language. They were talking about living life without dope, and they were living recovery. I had no experience on that. So it's the same stuff. It's like you got to learn. So, and it's like your first set of steps. It's like going to confession. What do you tell them? You know, I went to the resident expert, Joey Palumbit, right behind me. I went, don't tell me you lied to your parents. And then you gauged on how it was by if you had to come out with 3 Hail Marys, 3 Our Fathers, that was good. You had 10 and 10. What'd you tell them? Don't tell them that, dude. Yeah, you're going, because you're going to burn in hell. Yeah. I wasn't afraid of hell. Better rule in hell than serve in heaven. It was that purgatory that they got to light candles for you. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm done. No one's going to light a candle for me. I'm fucked.
At limbo, yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, this is wrong. Here, it's like, you know what? Who does God work with? The sinners. I'm perfectly built for that. Go make mistakes, bro. Go mess it up. Because your girl, as wonderful as she is, she makes some mistakes, too. I hope you're not watching, Wanda.
She makes no mistakes.
No, because that's
Ever.
Jersey City. She'll cut you.
She has
But I
never
could-
made a mistake. For as long as I've known her, she's the best.
The only mistake she made is the one she thought she made a mistake, and that was the only mistake she made. So
Right.
We all get to make mistakes, and it's the forgiveness.
Yeah.
Put the stone down. Because there's only one, like the stone, like he was without sin cast the first stone. The real story is like from the back of the crowd came a stone, and the crowd gasped and parted, and Jesus looked at it and goes, Ma, I told you to stay home. So it's like, dude, okay, so you made a mistake. You don't, and the self-esteem is you don't beat yourself up as much as you did last time.
Yeah.
And it gets better. And then those are healthy perspectives. Like, hey, I got a healthy relationship. And then someone's like, dude, I want a relationship like yours. I'm like, really, really? It's like the first one that asked you to sponsor. I'm like, really? Like, are you sure? Yeah. Like even today, I'm like, you want me to sponsor?
Have you done your research?
Yeah, no. Yeah, you ready for me? No. And it's most of the guys in jail. Like, because my goal is like, if I'm not on their 4-step, I ain't doing my job right. Because it's all like, dude, you like them bologna sandwiches? I'm like, that stuff smells nasty. I still smell it every time I leave. I lift up the lid. I'm like, dude, this is nasty.
God, I lived on those.
Because
for
those
so
black things,
fucking
I don't know.
long.
Oh, that's pepper. No, I ain't a pepper, bro.
That ain't pepper. That's fucking toe flakes, dog.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that
Like,
shit.
I got a good gig. I'm in the kitchen. Like, dude, you need some higher aspirations. You really do.
I've said
Like
it.
after I did my 6-step
said
going
it.
into 7, it's like, what are your dreams? And I wrote my dreams. My sponsor read it, ripped it up, and threw it out. He goes, did these scare you? I'm like, no, I'm good with that. He ripped up, your dreams don't scare the ever-living shit. You ain't dreaming big enough. Go dream big. It should be scary. Mine was flying a plane. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, I know you're too stupid to fly a plane, but go take the lesson. There's 24 modules. I failed every module, some of them multiple times. But I have my private pilot's license today.
Oh.
They're like, oh, 3/4 throttle. What do you take off? Dude, there ain't no 3/4 nothing, bro. It's full throttle. Let's go. And, the landing is a controlled crash. Like my first one, I think my sphincter is still in my throat, and that's 9 years ago. Yeah, dude, it was hard. But, like, go live a dream. And, like, it should scare the shit out
I
of you.
couldn't imagine trying to land a fucking plane, dude. I would be.
My wife
a
won't fly with me because she's like, you'll
mess.
roll. I'm like, yeah, well, I will. Well, that's what you got the straps for. Of course I'm going to roll you. So she don't fly. It's okay. But, like, go live your dream. And, like, some days it's scary. Like, when you had your child, and, like, it's probably scared the living shit out of you. That's powerlessness.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do a damn thing. But you were there.
Yeah.
So that's doing everything. Who knows, man? Go get yours because I'm going to get mine. And then support each other. Like, if you're trying to do the right thing, and it's easy to see. But if you're running the shenanigans and tomfoolery, the most spiritual thing I could do is just stay away from you. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I just don't talk to you. Well, you need to love everybody. I don't know where the fuck you wrote that. I'm like, no. Most spiritual thing I can do is, like, leave you alone if it's not an agreement. Because it ain't going to be pretty. And I'm just tired of pulling my pants down. It gets tiring. So, like, go live your life, man. Go live fabulous. And then, like, you guys come in and you, like, become miracles. Like, I love, like, you're talking like, hey, I just made a new poopy. And it was amazing. And, like, stuff didn't go my way. And it's like, I learned a lesson. Yeah, so that's God all day long. That's the higher power. Like, you didn't get loaded.
I had a dream. I had a using dream last night.
It's a freebie, baby.
Well, here's the thing.
Did you at least get high or no?
Normally, like now, when I have a using dream, I wake up and I'm like, fuck, thank God that was a dream, dude, because it's full of fucking regret. Like, the whole dream is just me not getting high, but me already in my addiction, already fucking trying to hit licks and make a play and just fucking, I'm in active addiction. And I'm
Yeah, but
just
you
like,
ain't even getting high.
I'm
So
not
you can't even dream a good using dream
Right,
because you
I
ain't
know.
getting loaded.
I know.
You just have all the ramifications.
that's
Dude,
the-
you can't even get loaded in your dreams
That's the
anymore.
fucked up thing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah, and then I wake up and I'm like, thank God. But normally, I like back in the day, I would wake up and I'd be like, fuck, man. Like, damn, I didn't even get to, you know what I mean? Like you said, I didn't even get to get fucking high. Like, and now I'm thinking about getting high. I don't even fucking think about getting high anymore. I think about the shitty feeling that comes after getting high. I
You
play
go right
that
to the
tape all
blooper
the-
reel.
Oh my God, dude.
I don't got to play the tape all the way through. I go right to the
Fuck
blooper
no,
reel.
dude. Straight
Guy
to the
catching the
credits.
ball and running through the back wall and just like coming out all bloody and stuff like that's using.
The end
At
credits.
the Cadillac Motel.
I was
God
at the
bless.
Regency across the street. And the only reason I was at the Regency is because I was stealing copious amounts of money from my boss.
Okay.
Yep. But
Do
I
what
was
you
right
gotta do.
there. I
You're
was
a man
right
that
there.
makes stuff happen.
I was right there.
Yeah,
That's where I was.
Had
you
a
know.
And that's that
fucking-
bottom.
Had a 2 cups and a string fucking across to the Cadillac Motel. And Flip was talking to a couple fucking hoodlums over there trying to work out a play to fucking
I was
Home Depot
telling him I
lick.
thought I had it made because I was at the Regency Inn and they just put in 2 new palm trees and I used to walk to the little corner store in my robe and my slippers like I was a fucking boss.
Fucking
You know what I
Hugh
mean?
Hefner of the fucking 41, dog.
The player of Sarasota. Yeah.
You couldn't tell me shit.
Fucking
You know?
Hef.
And you have those emotional bottoms in the journey, and that's supposed to be, at least for me. Like 2 things you can't take away from me, but I can give it away is my bottom, and my bottom is good enough for me, and my clean date. Like if nothing changes, that's a lie. If nothing changes, my clean date kept on changing. Like my shit was written in like my address in pencil, and I had an eraser.
Yeah, I never give away my bottom. I learned that. Okeechobee Correctional
You don't
Institution.
have to. But then there's going to be emotional bottoms. Like I just feel so alone, the despair, and there's no dope involved. There's no dope involved. And that's that next plateau of this journey. And may you have many more of those plateaus. Because it's really...
You know, it was funny. I remember in early recovery when I was at the halfway house, and I probably had about 6 months clean. And, I mean, life was good, you know, especially in that early recovery. Like, you're just happy to be alive.
Yep.
You have, like, genuine friendships.
Oh, my
like,
God.
I was... working, going to the gym, going to meetings. I was spending Sundays. I would go to church, then go to the beach, play volleyball all day, and then go to St. Thomas More for the meeting at night.
Skipping in between.
Like
whistling.
life was good, and I woke up and I was just off one day, and I was just kind of like somber, and I didn't understand why. And I'm talking to my support group, and I decided to call my aunt in upstate New York. And I was like, I don't know why. Like, I'm bummed out, but like life's so good right now. Like I'm like kind of like sad. And she laughs at me, and I said, I'm not joking. Like, I'm serious. She goes, welcome to being a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Like, this is life.
Yeah.
Like, you have days like this.
Get used to it.
This is normal.
Mama said there'd be days like this.
Yeah. And so, that's the interesting part, because, when shit hits the fan, for me today, it's not, my first thought isn't, okay, I'm going to go get high. And I'm grateful for that, right? But there are different challenges that are involved, and there's emotional things that you have to deal with, and feelings and all of that kind of stuff that you're having to navigate. And it's definitely not a journey that is like this. There's a lot of this going on, right?
And if you've done all the steps, like, where is that in, like, I don't have to do all 12 of my steps again. Like, where's that show up? And the beautiful thing is you don't have to recognize it. Like, I need to recognize this myself. Why? Why are you robbing your buddies of their journey? Like, dude, I'm feeling low. Like, your aunt laughing at you, like, was the eyes like, what are you talking about? What are you laughing for? This is serious stuff. Like, do you think nobody has that stuff? I'm like, oh, welcome to being an adult. Oh, I got to go. Yeah. And it's like, it's grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is? And then funny, it'll be years later, like, it's like the creeper weed is like creeper recovery. Years later, 3, 4, 5 years later, someone's like in a halfway house, and all of a sudden I'm having a low day. Like, I've been there. We've been part of the Me Too movement long before the Me Too movement started. Because it's Me Too, bro. Remember, I was 6 months clean in the half house, everything's great. I was skipping around, and all of a sudden I felt low. What'd you do? I didn't pick up.
Yep.
I called my aunt. And like that corny stuff, like they're gonna be telling people 10 years, yeah, I called this guy Flip, and he said he called his aunt. Is she still alive? Give me your number. Yeah, and that's how it rolls. And that's like you give away what you freely got. It's like you don't even know it. It's just part of what you do. It becomes the composite of your life, and you just go live it. Like my dilemma is like I think my blade on my lawnmower needs to get sharpened. Woo, 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 woo. Like I'm looking at the lawn. My wife's like, I'm like, I think the blade needs to sharpen. She goes, oh, you're having a shitty day.
Yeah.
She gets in the truck and drives away. It's like, yeah. But I don't have to call my support group on stuff like today. But in being, I called on everything. My sponsor's like, when you have a thought, give me a call. So on the 23rd time that I called him the first day, he started establishing boundaries. All right, listen, motherfucker, you need to, like, listen, when you have a thought, you need to call the support group. And then he gave me 20 numbers. He goes, you need to call them all. And I called them all because I had nothing going on. And there were a couple people that I called 3 or 4 times a day because you were on a different meeting list, and you guys were kind enough that you didn't say, dude, you called me 4 times today because you put your name on a list, and how very rarely do you get a call? Then you got this one dude calling you 4 times a day. Dude, I was thinking, and I'm going to do this. And they're like, dude, thanks for calling. Keep coming back. So, yeah. So they just, when you're aware of what's going on and when you're not, that's what the guys around you are for. Like, why not use them? It's sharing life. You're connected, and you guys got a really good connection. And not everybody's having a great day. It's like in sales. Someone's having a great month, and there's 2 people going, them motherfuckers, they got 16 deals, and I got 3. And then 2 of them blow up. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah.
Somebody's always going to be at the bottom, and somebody's always going to be at the top.
And I don't need to be anywhere in the middle.
Right.
So when they let all these people go, they let 600 people go, and I'm not one of them. Like, why? Like, we never hear you complain about anything, and you always exceed your numbers in everything you do. I'm like, really? I don't know.
That's a good feeling. That's nice to hear.
I just do what I do. And I hear them complain, and the ones that complain, I don't hear them complain anymore because they're gone. Like, the world's going to end. I'm like, okay, I'm still here. My paycheck hit today.
I'll live.
Yeah, so I'm not a gazillionaire. Okay. I'm okay. I'm putting a lot of money in my 401k because I burnt it all, dude. 20% is going away. I just don't even know it. So are they uncomfortable? Yeah, dude, I bought a 27-foot trailer, 2 ATVs. I just traded up the trucks. I was telling these guys I met an electric bike last week in the circle. She, I don't know what the fuck it is, crashed into me. Didn't even see her. I heard crunch. I'm like, oh, didn't you see me? I'm like, nope. $4,600. I got a low deductible on my insurance. I'm good.
They have been all over the place. That's the third person that I've heard.
Well, the
Gold
claims
laser.
adjuster was saying that their claims are up 400%, and I was an insurance agent for a decade, my first 10 years claim.
Dude, they'll hit
400% higher in claims because they'll do 30, 35 miles an hour.
And just
Here, they're
smash.
supposed to walk their bicycles across the crosswalk because it's still a bicycle. But no, they're in the circle doing 30, 35.
Meow.
Like, did you see me? I'm like, dude, did you see this truck? This is an F-250, bro. I could, like, crunch you and not even know. And I live where the Mennonites are. I'm across from Yoder's.
Yeah.
They don't share the road.
Oh,
I'm like, one
they're
of these
riding.
dudes is going to be an ornament on the front of my hood someday. And
They're
it's
riding.
tall. Oh, yeah. Well, when I had my Goldwing, I'd pull up because the men with the men and the women with the women, but the women stayed behind the men. And there was 4 couples. And all 4 men were up front, the 4 women are in back. So I stopped my Goldwing. I'm like, you guys are a real biker gang, dude. And then they just drove away like, because some of them, they got like 3 or 4 batteries on the back. They're doing whole shots. Them Jedediahs got some free time and some cash. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They're dead serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
like
don't-
the
they
one
don't
you
play.
were asking about stuff like that, the beards is when they're married and how long they've been married. And I'm like, and it's all gray because of what she's done to me.
Yeah.
But they come down from Pennsylvania. Sarasota's their Vegas. Dude, I swear to God, what happens in Sarasota stays in Sarasota. I'm like, oh, dude, you're crazy. Let me get back on my cell phone. We don't think about it, but they're just good people. Talk about a clan. You need a house built in 3 days? There's 80 of them showing up. There's some dude drunk. He crashed into one lady's house. Crashed in their house. In a week, it was repaired. Didn't even know. Because there's like 60 of them there 2 days later. With all the materials and put together. They're good craftsmen.
Yeah.
That's our group. That's what we do. I mean, when's the last time my highest thing is a 12-step call. Dude, at 1, 2:30 in the morning, who's not the happy camper? I'm dropping you off at the hospital. Listen, tell me you're going to kill yourself. And then we'll take you to detox. And you don't even got to take them to detox anymore because the cops take them.
Hey, young ant.
We just
Let's pull your story up. Can you pull your story up for us real quick?
we just did that
Bro-
on him a few months ago.
You know, look at him now.
And like 2, 3 o'clock the next day, your dog gets tired, but who's smiling like the butcher's dog? Because you ain't him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Sticks in the hair, bug bites all over the place, coming out of the bushes.
look at how long
I-
his beard is now.
I had that moment during that call because we had stopped at the gas station to get some stuff, and like it was me, him, our buddy Jack, and then him, and all of us have been clean multiple years, and we're laughing, joking, and he's just staring at the window, and I looked at him in the rearview mirror, and I was like, oh my, I'm so grateful that's not me. I'm so grateful I'm not feeling like that right now, and he probably hates all 3 of us so much right now.
100%.
You know what I mean?
But you
And-
change his life if he
and now
stays
look at him.
clean. Yeah.
Now look at him.
He stays clean. He's already talked about you guys.
He's
yeah.
fucking killing it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. I love being a part of that.
Complete gratitude.
It's like the coolest thing.
Oh, my God.
And like the next day, 2 or 3 o'clock, you're like, man, I'm a little tired because you're up. Like my sleep time is valuable to me.
Yep.
I need my 8 hours. You young kid do 6 or 7. I need 8, bro. If I don't get 8, I'm done. But I ain't him.
Yeah.
And now he's out and he's here.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's a beautiful
Dude,
thing.
I go
Yeah,
to sleep at.
it really is.
I go to sleep at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, pfft. And I plan on the 5 hours, and then my alarm clock goes off at 6:30.
I'm
And then
9
it goes off again at 6:45, and then it goes off again at 7, and then 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, and then finally, like, Wanda's yelling at me.
Just set it for 8 o'clock because you disrupted your sleep. You got an hour and a half that you're blowing. My wife did that. I'm like, why do you hit the snooze button
every
10
night,
times?
I'm like, I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna get up, no problem.
Go to
Dude,
bed.
I had a
Go to
lead-
bed at 10 o'clock, you rebel.
I had my
Try it.
stepdaughter in my room, fucking yelling at me the other morning, like, "Get up! What are you doing? This is ridiculous!" So embarrassing. You know what I mean?
So what
That's
time
supposed
do you
to
go to
be
bed
me.
the next night? 11:30.
Yeah, I
Because
you
the
know.
rules don't apply to me until they do. It's 9 o'clock. My wife hit the snooze. I'm like, you're interrupting my sleep. Just wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
So I stop waking her up. I just get up and I start making her breakfast every day. We thought the love language, like touch, if you're in the beginning of a relationship and touch ain't a love language, you're in the wrong relationship. Of course, it's because it's a grope fest. But it's acts of service.
Oh,
It's really
dude,
active
listen.
service.
If breakfast was a love language, I'm in, dog.
Yep.
All right. You know what I mean? If brunch was a love language, get me
Is
a
that yours or
fucking
hers?
grand slam witch right now.
That's all Luke cares about is his love language. He wants breakfast and then leave me alone.
I know what Wanda's love language is. It's touch. 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 She always wants a foot rub. Touch. Touch. That's all she wants from me.
What group is that?
That's all she wants is foot rubs.
What group is that?
Don't do this to me, Roger. Damn it.
It's way before your time. Came out in the 70s.
Wham. No.
No, that's 90s, bro.
Fuck. What was it?
Google
The Bee Gees. That's
No.
stupid. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop saying.
I think it's
stuff.
Midnight Purple. I think.
Midnight Purple.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
Ant.
Yeah.
Touch.
You can't mention it. They'll probably sue you.
Yeah.
Sue your wiener.
Yeah.
So,
Ant, pull up my wiener real quick.
So it's all about the group, man. The power is always. I learned that in service in this fellowship. The power has always been in the group. When I did regional service, throw out an idea and then let them talk about it.
The Supremes.
No.
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 Okay.
And like the first 5 minutes, like you got 5 minutes to go make the decision. The first 4 minutes and 30 seconds, don't worry about it because it always comes together in the last 30 seconds. So they're like squirrels running through water. Whole shit going, but the last 30 seconds, it all comes together, and that's where the group is the most powerful entity. And it's a group that you're with. How do you lead your people? How do they lead you? You know, what's the common goal? Do the people have the common goals? And water will seek its own level. And you guys,
Wow.
and you're different.
Water
But
will
you're-
seek its own level.
Always. That's what I got. Water seeks it. Two sickos always make a wello. Because it said two sickos don't make a wello. I'm like, well, two sickos make a wello. That's those rehab relationships. And, you know, I've watched dozens of them and dozens of them succeed. So it's like, who knows, man? I'm at my love at a detox. Yeah.
well, thank you so much for coming on that episode. We greatly appreciate it. Always love your insight and wisdom. This part of the episode, we
Oh yeah.
do. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Are you up to that yet? Or when did we start?
I don't know.
Showing that part.
So our thumbnails, like when you go on our YouTube page, we're always making a crazy face, right? Like it's the picture. And I can show you real quick so you get an idea. So like
There's a story behind every thumbnail.
So like you see
Okay.
this one, you see like I'm making that face, right? Like Andy's making a face on that one. Let me see if I can.
What's the goal?
So you see like they're making a face. So I always tell a story, and when I get done with my story, you just have to make whatever face comes to mind. There is no right, there is no wrong, but there's going to be a story involved.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what's going to be the thumbnail. So do me a favor, push your mic to the side.
Your mic.
And then whenever I say go, you're just going to look at the camera and make whatever face you want.
At
Cool?
the camera up there.
Cool. So, all three of us, our significant others decide to take a ladies' trip, right? So we're bachelors on the town. Excited, okay? Our first stop of the day is going to be Der Dutchman. We're going to hit the breakfast buffet.
Fuck, you did it.
Right? Super excited.
Oh, you did it.
And so, you know, we have a busy day planned. We got all kinds of activities, all sorts of things planned, but obviously the first stop is breakfast. And so we pull into the Der Dutchman. You're driving because you got that nice big truck. We're super excited. And Luke, of course, eats too much, so we have to stay there for an extra 30 minutes because he can't move.
Par.
Makes sense. And our next stop, for some reason, I don't know why, but our plan is to go to the Hard Rock, right? To do a little gambling. Don't know why. I was out in Vegas. I didn't even do that much gambling. And we're getting geared up. We're getting fired up. We're excited. We're pumped. We're talking about all the money we're about to win, right? And we get in the truck. You hit reverse, pull out, and we hear boom, boom, boom. And we look, and you ran into the most vicious Mennonite gang that we have ever seen, okay? And them and all of their homies are coming out of the bushes at the truck. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Perfect. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
you guys.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, man.
Oh, and this is the best part.
Oh, yeah.
We always end the episode the same.
You've seen it. You've definitely seen that. This part.